theoretically, young Baker should overtake Buick because he's a shearer and a presser, and she should be skilled with that brim. But looks like young Buick down there, he's going very, very well. Oh, she nearly put her hand up. Looks around. Well done, Michael. Well done, Elma. So we're coming up with the junior wool handling heats. They'll be handling 3 fleeces. Rural Woman New Zealand will be the sponsor. But here we go. Paraki Puna having a look around. Good to see Paraki here. He might be eyeing up those points for the triathlon. If you don't know what the triathlon is, it's the best of all events here, shearing, wool handling and pressing. Well done, Paraki. Well done, Robin. Well done. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the novice wool handling elimination heats. Nikki.
Could we have from the junior wool handling, Melissa Ihaka report in, please? Amy Bell, Joe Marshall and Jazz Kenrick. Can you guys please report in so we can get underway with the junior wool handling?
Our little spiel on Rural Woman New Zealand. You bring your...
Joe Marshall for the junior wool handling. Please report in. Joe Marshall, or if anybody has seen, could you let us know? And Melissa Ihaka, a local girl. Could someone let me know whether she's coming? Thanks.
Oh, well, it's going to be exciting. Rural Woman New Zealand junior wool handling coming up soon. As we mentioned, 3 fleeces to handle here, so they don't have the privilege now of just doing the 1 fleece, because when they're doing the table, well, not unfortunate, but the way it rolls in a shearing shed is the shearer is still shearing a sheep. So you've got multitasking going on. You've got to do the table and the shearer at the same time. So it's really good. A big thank you to Rural Woman New Zealand, of course. Supporting each other, all the women in the rural areas and districts, and they get together and talk about stuff and problem, shared, problem halved, all those sorts of things, and it's a tremendous support network for just everyone's general well-being. So thank you guys for your sponsorship here today of the junior wool handling, and if there's any representatives in the audience, I know you'll really enjoy this event.
We have the first heat of the junior wool handling. Ashley Jason Kohi, Alfina Edmonds, Dean Porone and Shanae Flutie. Could you 4 competitors please get your bins and your tables ready? Thanks.
Yes, so it's as I say, really marvellous. It's a bit like women having an afternoon tea together, really. It's just a support network. Some of us guys go down to the local country club and have a couple of beers and talk about how difficult the season's been.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Golden Shears 2020, the 60th birthday, right here in Masterton, New Zealand. Things have just started down in the stadium, and I'm very grateful to be joined by Doug, our local what do you call yourself, Doug?
Media.
Statistician.
Oh, yeah, media officer,
General
Shearing
know-all.
Sports in New Zealand, that's good enough.
And so what we thought we'd do is, first of all, just bring you up to date with where we're up to in the program. So it's a 4-day program this year, celebrating the 60th birthday. A pretty amazing achievement, really. But today is all about I guess you might call them our young ones coming through, isn't it, Doug? These are our novices and our junior wool handlers and shearers.
Exactly. We've got the novice wool handling on at the moment. That's the heats. Later on will be the novice shearing heats. Quite remarkable entries, particularly the shearing. I think it's about 70 at the moment. It'd be easily a record for that particular grade, which was introduced around about 1997, I think, off the top of my head.
Yep.
Overall, there's 450 individuals competing here this year, and I'd imagine that would be the biggest number for quite some years as well.
Yep, it's a great event and been fantastically supported by those who are able to make it. And again, lucky enough to have Noise Productions bring us live to your homes. And if you go on to YouTube, Golden Shears 2020, you'll find a new innovation. These guys are always looking to the what next. And if you go on to the 360, you're able then to have real live view of the whole stadium. So, you can check out who's here and who's not here. Pretty exciting, eh, Doug?
Exactly. I mean, it's one of the features of Golden Shears probably over the last 20 years or so, is trying all these things which I think quite amaze even the completely unaware when they actually see what's going on.
That's right. So we're just now on to Heat 3 of the novice wool handling. There's 7 of these heats, and as you can see on the stage, we've got nationalities all over the place represented. One of the other cool things, Doug, is we've got some of our top line shearers actually having a go in this wool handling.
Yeah, exactly. One of the ones in this very heat coming up is Paraki Puna, I know his goal is to get into the Golden Shears Open semi-finals. That'll be the top 18, I think, off the top of my head. And along...
Michael Buick?
They've just changed the names over, I see.
Don't you love it? Technology. They're going to fool you every time.
Yeah, I always had trouble keeping up with it.
But I think the point is that we've got a lot more shearers that are taking part in the novice wool handling. We've got some great examples and role models. Ricky Stevens the other day, an open shearer, isn't he? He took out a big one, didn't he, Doug?
Yeah, exactly. Ricky won the open final at Taumaranui on Friday. Part of for shearing generally the big weekend of 3 events in a row, warm up for Golden Shears at Taumaranui and Apati both had wool handling, just shearing at the Pahiatua Shears on Sunday. If you're not there, you can probably forget about your chances at Golden Shears.
Okay, hey look, I think let's get people back to the stadium, but we just want to welcome you to this 2020 Golden Shears, the 60th anniversary. Pretty cool to have a 60th, and to our global audience, great to have you. We look forward to being your hosts through the next 4 days. Back to you, Toby.
You can up it a little wee bit, but not too much. We need to save the real speed for the open wool handlers. Wool handlers have a sealed time of 1 minute 30 seconds. The semi-final will be held on Wednesday. I wonder how many they're taking through to the semi-final. I wonder if it's 12, Gerald. So here we go. The shearers are working array around the undermine. Short wool, dags. The top knot needs to be caught. It cannot touch the main fleece. They class that as contamination. The wool around the head and the cheek, it's a hollow fibre. It does not accept any dye. So if you have any of that wool from around the head in a black carpet, you'll end up with white specks in it. It's kind of like a straw. It will not accept any dye at all. The shearers get to the long blow. The wool handlers should be going around behind the shearer, making sure there's no wool there. And then when the shearer turns to the last side, he takes the cheek off. The wool handler should be there to grab it before it touches the fleece wool. And then now, Gerald, is when they start setting up that fleece for it to land on the table.
Yep, here we go, all right. This is where they're going to start lining it up. This is when they've got to get it just dead right. A lot of points tied up in and around this table area. Reasons I suggested earlier. We've just arrived. A very warm welcome to you. But here we go. We're trying to square these fleeces, these big, healthy fleeces.